Hello, welcome to Driver 88. Today we're going to talk about, woe is me, the terrible first world issue that I have. My GT4 RS is delayed. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about those delays and delays that are happening obviously across the entire automotive world, as well as pretty much all Porsche GT products. I'm going to talk about the updates for 2023 in pricing and specs for the GT4 RS, because they have changed since I ordered mine, and comparing it to the prices and specs with the GT3. Also going to have a little bit of a look at the second-hand car market, because here in Australia, even though things have dropped off a little bit elsewhere, yeah, there's still barely any stock, and prices, or at least expectations, are super high. So please enjoy. So if you're like me and you've just ordered a brand new car, generally for whatever reason, you happen to very quickly connect with lots of people around the internet and around the place that are ordering the same car. Pretty much everyone, including myself, have had their car delayed. My one is a gentian blue Weissach model. Very, very cool. I did spec it in a previous sort of video on my last channel, but I've got the standard wheels, the standard brakes, and just carbon everywhere. I think it's going to look pretty damn awesome with a little bit of yellow accents here and there. It was due to be built in, I think, early July. It's now, the build date is to be late August, but I'm not expecting that. I mean, it may even be delayed again. And originally I was told that people who ordered in 2022 were delayed because they could not get, not chipsets, but titanium roll cages, because most of these cars do have titanium roll cages as an option, and apparently they were hard to get their hands on those and put them in the cars. And then I've spoken to Porsche recently and said that the reason why things are delayed is, well, you know, it's just the world the way it is at the moment. So end of August, which means probably 2 months away from that. Once you go through customs and everything else, it'll probably land here and be into Melbourne. Yeah, 2 months from now is pretty much going to be the wait that I'm looking at. Now, on top of that, because now we're getting to quite late 22, the cars that people are ordering now, of course, 23 cars. Now, the changes that have happened with that, of course, Porsche knowing that everybody wants their cars, and inflation across the board is happening everywhere. So the increases for 2023 see a standard GT4 RS here in Australia go for $337,000 up to around $350,000. So a $13,000 increase. The GT3, now that the 4RS has been increased, of course, is going to narrow that gap between the two of them with the price range. So the GT3 has been increased, I think it was $20,000 at least, from 410 or 410s to 430-ish. So $20,000 increase on the GT3, which, given that people are trying to flip them for 600,000 Australian dollars plus, I don't think Porsche will have any issues continuing getting their orders in at that extra $20,000. Now, the spec has slightly changed for the 4RS going forward into 23. There's two major changes that will come standard for your extra 13 grand. So you're not missing out on a huge amount. You do get the upgraded headlights as well as the Bose surround system as standard. My car has neither of those because I feel that pretty much any standard light, and I'm sure people will disagree, work perfectly well at nighttime or anywhere else you're at. And also, having a 4RS, not too fussed in ordering a Bose surround system, even though it comes standard now, because the best soundtrack obviously is going to be right in your ear holes where the intakes are, and behind you, the flat six engine revving to 9,000 RPM. So those are the two changes to the GT3 and GT4 RS. I've also noticed, given that I've recently sold my GT4 PDK, that you can't even order a GT4 PDK. In fact, if you order any Porsche, you'll get a special little notification of extra information saying that pretty much, if you order a car, good luck, expect to be waiting a long time. The GT4 PDK, which I loved so much for a year, a brilliant all-round car. Yeah, barely any of them have arrived in Australia really, and you can't order any more, I'm told. So yeah, I'd say that GT4 PDKs in future are going to be a relatively rare car, because due to all the issues that are going on around the world when they just came out, and then of course we have the GT3 RS coming. So the GT3 RS will be released in about a week or so from now. Super excited for that. I spoke to Porsche recently and they said that the aero on this car is going to be the most extreme that's ever been put on a 911, and I certainly am expecting that because the car's not going to be making a huge amount more power. It's probably not going to be a huge amount less, a huge amount of weight taken from it than the GT3. All of that performance is going to be taken up by that enormous active rear wing on the new GT3 RS. So I'm very, very keen to see that car, and I wonder, pricing wise, how much extra money people are going to ask for the GT3 RS against the GT3. I would expect that there would be quite a hefty premium, and that would be a price that I'm guessing once you spec one up or even sneakily try and flip one, it's going to be well over the price of a fully spec'd 911 Turbo S. It's going to be a heavily hyped car, and finally, more than likely the last naturally aspirated Porsche GT car, or at least Porsche 911 GT car. Because, as you know, the 911 is more than likely going hybrid. This 992 GT3 was already rumored to be, or at least tested potentially as a turbo in the first place. So even though in 2016, the 991.1, everyone was saying that that was going to be the last NA, but hopefully, or not hopefully, but more than likely, this is going to be the last NA. All right, so I've rambled on enough. Super excited about my GT4 RS. Let me know if you're having any issues with ordering your Porsche. I've got a number of friends which are waiting ages for their Macans and Caymans and all that sort of stuff. And also let me know if you've put in your expression of interest or an order for a new GT3 RS. All right, this is Nick from Driver88 signing off. We'll see you next time.